Hello theme park enthusiasts, and welcome to an incredibly important video on the channel. Now, we've been in Virtual Towers online many times in the past, but if it looks somewhat different to you, it does to me as well, because this is the first recording I am making on my new computer. So, this new computer I built, and I'll tell you a bit about the most important specs here in a little bit. I did give a full breakdown of the new computer on a video for PC Builder Simulator, but this computer is allowing me to have higher graphic capabilities, and therefore I can do 4K gaming now, something I've been looking forward to for a while. I do apologize if there are any issues with the video. Still trying to get used to sort of the upgraded version of Streamlabs that I'm now capable of using. So I have shot this part of the video before. I realized my bit rate was way too low and it came out very crunchy looking. I'm hoping that I might have gotten it right now, but it is something that I'm going to have to play around with some. Now, this video is going to be a bit on the longer side because basically we're going to go on all the different coasters around the park as well as sort of walk around the park to see everything. So that way we can really get a glimpse of how these graphics are going to work. I do apologize for those that were looking forward to the Monday Night Raw video tonight. I will be making that after this video. I'm still downloading WWE 2K25 onto the new computer, and I also really was thinking about it, and I wanted my first video on the new computer to be something that I cared about a lot. And for me, theme parks are a huge part of my life. While Planet Coaster 2 might still be a slight favorite of mine as far as playing the game, this game is a very close second at this point. And with this game, I get to ride real roller coasters that actually exist in the world. So I felt like this was the perfect game to start with on the channel. Now, with me having struggled with this video already in the past, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to make this video, or I'm going to make this portion of the recording here on this ride. After this ride, I'm going to exit out to go check the video quality, make sure everything's good on it. Then I'll jump back in and we'll continue on. For you guys, it's just going to be a little bit of a... You'll be able to tell the cut possibly there. But for me, it's important because I do want to go ahead and ensure that everything is recording properly. So, we'll enjoy the ride for now. For those who are curious, as I said, I would give the biggest specs for the new computer. The new computer has a CPU that is a Ryzen 9 9950 X3D, which is pretty much the top of the line chip on the market right now. I know it's not considered the top of the line gaming chip, but it has the same capabilities as the top of the line gaming chip. But I was hoping with the extra cores to it that it'll allow for better recording capability while gaming. And then I am running a Vanguard 5090 GPU graphics card. So it is the top of the line graphics card pretty much on the market right now, or one of the top of the line graphics cards. And I can personally see in this video right now the difference that it makes. I'm loving the effects and such. Hopefully you guys are as well. As I said, after we get off the ride here, I will see, and hopefully it'll show up in the video itself. I think the way I'm going to do this is, I do love having the environment being live for Alton Towers. We are going to do a couple of night rides here to show how it looks in the dark with the new computer. We're also going to do at least one roller coaster in the bad weather. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself pretty much right here. Let's go with this post right to our right hand side here so we can hopefully have this be as clear of a transition as possible. And I will be right back then. I want to just check to see how the recording looked for that ride. Alright, probably is a little bit of a cut there, but I figure, you know what, if we've got to have that little cut to it, let's embrace it. So I went ahead and changed it to a live weather from Alton Towers. I really love the fact that the game has that, and I do enjoy using it that way, because that way we sort of get more of a feel of how it might be in the UK. Being from the USA, not familiar with it too much over there. So, I mean, I've seen plenty of videos and stuff, but I love the idea that we're that much closer to the place. So, that's why I do things like that. I do need to try to remember that I need to unlock these fast travel points as I go along here, because since it is on a new computer, it's basically starting all over again. Now, we are not going to ride every flat ride by any means. Really, I'm not planning on riding most of the flat rides. But I do plan on riding pretty much every coaster, because why not? Might as well enjoy them and hopefully show them off in the graphics. So right now, I'll let you know what I'm running it at here on Streamlabs. That's the recording software I've always used. I know that OBS is out there. I know all about OBS. I personally like Streamlabs a bit more just because it's a bit simpler to use. I understand why OBS is better in some ways and such, but yeah, for me, I just use Streamlabs. With that in mind, I am using the, I think I have my bit rate at 35,000, and I'm doing 30 FPS right now. Now, if you guys feel that 30 FPS is not enough, and you feel like it should be up to the 60 FPS, definitely let me know in the comments. I believe my computer should be able to handle it. I'll have to up the bit rate, I think, over 50,000 for that. But as I said, I believe the computer should be capable of handling it without a problem. Personally, I'm not noticing any issue with it in 30 FPS, but as I said, I got a brand new 4K TV to go along with the new computer and such. So for me, this is all feeling very new right now, and just really shiny and bright and new. I'm happy about it. Hopefully it'll improve the quality of the content on the channel for you guys as well, because that is one of my main goals. Now, I am still using my old headset. I do have a new headset I will be working with once I move to the new house. Which the hope for that is we will hopefully be moving to the new house toward the end of July. We're supposed to close by the end of July on the house. As I said, there's been some issues going on with that, which is why I went ahead and started with the new computer a bit early here. You do notice, I noticed it when I was doing the first time recording this and stuff, the chain is not moving again here on the Smiler. It's both on the first lift hill and the second lift hill. Not sure why that is, but it is the way it is. But yeah, so hopefully we'll move to the new house by the end of July, get all settled in and stuff, which will be great. Then I'll have my own office for recording in, which should take care of some of the background noise as well. Because right now I don't have an office to record in. But as I said, I do have a new headset and microphone combo that I will be using at that point. It's a wireless one. But I also am leaning towards, once I get that office sort of set up, getting a desktop microphone that I'll be using for recordings, which will hopefully improve the audio quality as well. Figure right now, let's sort of spend the time and shake out the bugs in the video recording portion, and I'll deal with the microphone at that point. I am using a new keyboard. I decided to spoil myself and get an ergonomic keyboard. I know that really isn't the top kind of keyboard for gaming per se, but I also do writing as well. And so for me, the ergonomic keyboard is a huge thing. They're incredibly comfortable to use when you're typing for long periods of time. And when I'm writing on my book and stuff, yeah, I might write for 8 hours at a time. With a normal keyboard, your wrists start to get sore. With the ergonomic, much better. I love that view of the towers in the background there on this ride. So many twists and turns. But yeah, as I said, I'm going to make this video. I'm going to go ahead and edit this video and begin the upload process because I need to see how long it's going to take to edit a longer 4K video, how long the upload time is going to be for a longer 4K video, all those things that I've really never dealt with before. Also, if you can notice here, hopefully on the recording it'll show well enough, but you can actually see the drive tires move on the track here and stuff, and I love that. The little details in the game are awesome, and I love the fact that with the higher quality graphics, they pick up more. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm gonna have this video start uploading and such. Then I will probably record Monday Night Raw and NXT for the week. So NXT will be out on time tomorrow night, while Raw is gonna be late. I do apologize, but I had to get this computer set up. Something I did want to note is the end screen is going to be a specific one for the channel from now on. I created it on the old computer, and it's using video from Planet Coaster from the original computer. It's on ride of one of the roller coasters I built at one of the parks I built. Because for me, it was a big deal. It was one that I'm really proud of. I like the park overall. I feel like a lot of people enjoyed it. I think that they had a very good response overall. And so I wanted to, very trippy in here. Especially with the higher quality graphics, definitely is hard to get used to. But, yeah, so with that new end screen, basically you will know if you see that new end screen, it means that the video was made on the new computer. And I say that because of the fact that there are going to be still videos. Oh, I was hoping that I'd be able to toss the balls here. But no, not yet. I'm sure that they will allow that at a point in time. But yeah, there are still going to be videos that are going to come out on the channel, probably into next year, that are using the old computer. And I can tell you, I mean, I've recorded them already. They're already done. Everything I'm going to record now is going to be on the new computer. But it's one of those that, say for example, Assassin's Creed. You guys have not seen all of Assassin's Creed 3 yet, I believe, and definitely not the Tyranny of King Washington. And I've already played through all of that. So on the channel, it's all done. It's all set to go. So it's one of those that you guys will get a glimpse of that at a point in time here. Trying to see here real fast so I can change the weather. Alright, the other one's opened up. There we go. Alright. Wanted to get the weather changed to the rain for this ride, because this ride's not a huge ride overall, so I felt like this is the perfect ride to sort of show how the rain looks on it and such. I think we will probably again pause after this ride just to verify how the effects and such look. You can see the wheel right in front of us here. You can sort of see the nuts on the side of the drive wheel there turning. So, like I said, I love those little details that really are very realistic in this game. But yeah, as I was saying, so there are those videos that will be from the original computer or from the older computer. They will probably, as I said, go into next year for certain games and such. I have not played through, I think it's Liberation on Assassin's Creed, the next sort of short game after Assassin's Creed 3, and I will do that on the new computer, so hopefully we'll have upgraded graphics and such on that game. But that's where, as I said, if you look at the end screen, all the old videos have specific end screens to the particular game in question. The new ones are going to all use the same end screen, which I created specifically just for the channel now that we've moved on to the new computer. I may make a new end screen in the future at a point in time, but for now I figured having one that was sort of consistent through all the different games was a good thing for the channel. I really do love the way the storm looks. I love the way the lightning plays on the clouds around it. I love how the rain sort of splatters against what's basically a camera that you're looking through here. and that it runs down in front of it. I think it really works awesome. Just gives a really cool feel to it, and especially with the upgraded graphics, it definitely shows well.
Look down.
Whee! As I said, I felt like this ride is the perfect one to put the rain on, though, because it is such a very basic ride. I mean, ride's pretty much over now. That was all there was to it. Nothing really goes on, just the drop.
Be prepared for embarkation.
And that's really not being critical of it. It is one of those that I understand the fact that that's the way it is, because it was, I believe, the first of its kind, and if it wasn't the first, it was one of the first drop coasters out there. So really the emphasis was that sort of hanging feature that it has, and then having a drop afterwards. If you look at a lot of first coasters, they all are sort of basic when they start out, then they improve and get better and are more unique as time goes on. But for what it is, Oblivion, I think, is still a cool ride. I would ride it if I go to Alton Towers. I would not want to spend a lot of time waiting in line for it, though, because I just don't feel like it's worth that. For me, it's one that I would much more spend time in line for Nemesis Reborn or Wicker Man. Those are my two favorites. Definitely would be excited for either one of those.
Welcome to the unknown. Welcome to eternal darkness. Welcome.
Alright. We didn't exactly get the centered seat either. That was my mistake, but that's alright. It was still a good ride. Once we get off, I'll turn the weather back off, and then we'll make our way over to that board that we went so that we can fast travel to it. As I said, I am going to check the recording again. Sorry for the different checks, but I'm just a little bit paranoid in this particular video because of the fact that it is my first time using this this setup, and I just want to make sure that it's working appropriately. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and put it back to live. Now, one thing I notice, and I do wonder about, is like this pathway here is now wet. Is that because of the rain that I caused to happen? Or is it that right now at Alton Towers, if I was at Alton Towers in real life, it would look exactly like this, sort of overcast, and that it had rained at a point in time? I don't know the answer to that. I would love, I know I've had some of the people who have worked on the game in the comments before. I would love to know the answer to that. Is this because this is how Alton Towers looks right now? Or is this more because of the fact that I had the storm playing just a few moments ago? Very curious either way. I am intrigued because, as I said, I love theme parks. I definitely watch other YouTubers who are into theme parks and such. One of them that's probably one of my favorites to watch is Theme Park Worldwide by Sean Sandbrook. If you haven't watched this channel, highly recommend it. He does on-ride POVs at most parks when he's able to and such. And one of his more recent videos, he actually talked about this pathway over here. So they are starting the preparations for their Halloween at Alton Towers. And from what he was saying, it sounds like, and I'm believing this is the proper path. I could be wrong, but I believe that it's that path. There is a... Interesting here. Just looking at the different ones here. That Wicker Man's auto only. But it seems like there is going to be a new scare maze that they are creating at the end of that pathway. I don't know if the game is going to have that scare maze in it or not. I would love for them to do so, but who knows if they will or not. And I did completely forget about standing by the sign so that I could check this video. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there is a sign over here. So we'll stand by this sign. And then I'll check the video, and then we'll come back in here. Actually, probably be able to answer the water question as well, because I'll go ahead It actually almost looks like there's little sprinkles going on in the water right now. Guess we'll check that out here when we come back in. So when I come back, I'll have it be just sort of normal without it being live. Then we'll change it to live so that way you guys can see what happens as far as the water on the ground. Alright, put it as best I can there, and I'll be back again in a moment. Alright, so we're back. Video still is looking good as far as I can tell, so fingers crossed it's going to all work out. I did also change another thing on Streamlabs I've never done before, where it now is going to automatically divide the videos every 10 minutes. And the reason for that is, as you've known on the channel before, there has been times where I've had a computer crash or power outage or just all kinds of things can happen, and because of that, I lose an entire video that might be an hour long, and I can't recreate it then for you guys because I've lost all like videos that won't show again and such. So with this, hopefully what will happen is I might lose the last video in this section. So I might lose up to 10 minutes worth, but I won't have lost the entirety of the thing. I'll still have the majority of it. Now, as you can see, the ground is actually dry right now. So let's go ahead over and let's go with live. And the ground is still dry. So that tells me that the wet ground actually has to deal with the fact that we had the storm go on. Very interesting that way. I think it's very cool that that sort of happens and that the ground lingers the way it is. Now I did want to come over here also before we head on, because this, maybe it's because of the fact I didn't pay as much attention to it before, or maybe it's what I'm hoping, that they're starting to get it closer to done. But the dark forest really seems like, in my opinion, it is taking shape here, and I am excited for it. I cannot wait to get into the Dark Forest section. As I said, never been to Alton Towers. It is one of my bucket list parks, and I can't wait to get there when I can. Really, it's almost the kind of thing that I will say I am that much of a theme park junkie that I actually am motivated to go to work. Not this. This to me is not work. This is play. But I am motivated to go to work so that I can hopefully one day save up the money so that my family and I can go to places like this. I can't wait to have kids and be able to take them to a place like this. I'd love to do it over a couple day period to ensure that I get on every single ride and I don't miss anything. And that includes all the flat rides. I might not do the flat rides in every video like we are here, but I would definitely do all the flat rides while I'm there. With that being said, this is the one flat ride we're going to do in this video. And the reason for that is most of the flat rides, they are sort of basic flat rides. I don't think that upgrading graphics is going to change much with them. On the other hand, this ride, I feel like the graphics upgrade could make this ride that much better, and I loved it before. And as I said, I've never been on anything like it. I don't think we have any ride like this in the United States. So to me, it's a really, really cool experience, and it is something I want to ride again, and definitely want to ride in person. And I cannot wait for it to...
Welcome to the magnificent ancestral home of the Earls of Shrewsbury. Of all the Earls, it is the wealthy and powerful 15th Earl, Charles Talbot, who has perhaps the strangest tale to tell.
Yeah, can't wait to ride this in person.
It was our
and
investigations
curious to
of
see
his
it here with the
story
upgraded
that
graphics.
led us to a remarkable chain of discoveries, changing a routine restoration project into something much more strange and compelling. The unearthing and unraveling of a quite remarkable local legend. Please, would you now move through to witness the story of Hex, the legend of the Towers?
Wonder why that was so bright. Don't know if that's a issue in the game. Maybe just a slight glitch. Very curious. But I love you can almost see the like little details in the cloth. That kind of thing is great.
It was on a cold autumn night in 1821 when the thunder of hooves signaled the return of the wealthy 15th Earl of Shrewsbury back to his home Alton Towers. As the journey neared its end, a mysterious figure suddenly appeared in the road. The Earl impatiently demanded of the driver why the carriage had stopped. With arm outstretched, an old woman pleaded with the Earl for the charity of a coin. The Earl cruelly dismissed her and instructed his driver to head back to the towers. Scorned, the old woman screamed a curse. For every branch of the old oak tree that fell, a member of the Earl's family would die.
Now that was a little bit crunchy looking, but I think it's supposed to be. I have a feeling that the actual video, if you saw it at Alton Towers, would be a bit pixelated.
A ferocious storm raged, and with one mighty bolt of lightning severed a single branch from the old oak tree. And true to the old woman's prophecy, a member of the Earl's family suddenly and mysteriously died. Shaken by this tragedy, the arrogant Earl ordered his servants that every remaining branch of the oak tree be chained up in an attempt to prevent further misfortune. Didn't end there. Legend has it that the Earl became so obsessed with the fallen branch that he dragged it from the woods to the towers and sealed it in a secret vault. There he became locked into a furious battle of science versus the supernatural, conducting bizarre experiments in a desperate attempt to finally banish the evil power of the curse forever.
That might be why the screen was white too. Might have been coming in at the very end of it. Don't know. But as I said, it's one of those that I think that was supposed to be pixelated. I would have a feeling that if you saw it at Alton Towers, it would probably be pixelated as well. And if I'm wrong, it might just be something in-game. Definitely is not
For
to do
nearly
with the
200
overall
years, the
graphics.
entrance or even existence of the Earl's Vault has remained a complete mystery until recent restorations revealed a mysterious passageway hidden behind an ancient bookcase. It was this passageway which unearthed a secret stranger than anyone could have imagined. The sealed vault, and within, the legendary fallen branch itself. A vault sealed for 2 centuries.
I love things like that. I mean, to me, the pre-shows like this really just make a ride so spectacular. Even if the ride was sort of a basic little kids coaster, an entrance like this, the theming, the just overall presentation would make this so phenomenal. I'm gonna sit on this side this time.
Move right along each row and take your seats. We need 4 people in each bay. Children must sit on the bench. Place all bags under the seats and keep your arms out of the way as the handrails lower and lock tightly. Please remain seated at all times and refrain from eating, drinking, smoking, and please, no photography. Thank you.
Yeah, we will be sure not to record what goes on here. Absolutely.
Attention. The handrails are about to be lowered. Please raise your arms up so the bars may close tightly.
I have no body. Yeah, as I said, figure we'll sit on this side this time, give a different view to it as well.
And so, the legendary Fallen Branch, the focus of the Earl's obsession that has lain undisturbed for 200 years, chained in this vault.
I do love how that looks down there. So disorienting. Sorry for anyone that gets a little nauseous over that.
Please leave the vault as quickly as possible, ensuring you take all your possessions with you. Thank you.
As I said, really cool ride. Definitely one I would want to ride in person. They really need a little bit of sound in that area there. I think that was game oriented that there wasn't the sound there. So, might be a minor glitch going on. And even out here we have the sound of the fountain. And a few birds chirping and such. I think it did put it back to the standard though. Let's see. Yep, went back to random. Let's go back to live. As I said, I really like having it live. Just feels like a cooler experience. I do love that they have that room there explaining how Hex works. Definitely in my top 5 rides at this park, at least from in-game. Can't say that that's true actually in the real world. Would have to experience it. But from what I at least see in the game, it definitely is. And there we have the beautiful Alton Towers. Just absolutely gorgeous. As I said, it still boggles my mind that this is a free game. Anybody who's in the theme parks and such should, without a question, try this game out. Here we have the pirate boat battle here. Mutiny Bay. Not available still, but as I said, really, would it being available be a good thing? I just don't know if I'd see it as anything really worthwhile. Now, I cannot activate that map. Fire looks amazing there on Wicker Man. We will return to Wicker Man, probably be our last ride of the game. Let's see here. I want to go to the map. Is there a location here? Looks like there should be, but I might have missed it. Huh. Alright, well, we will just have to say we missed that one for now. We'll hopefully get it at another point in time. Now I got myself turned around here. I think this is the way I want to go. No, it is not. This is the way I want to go. Leaving Mutiny Bay. Heading towards Katanga Canyon. Can't wait for the river rapids to be available. That is definitely a ride I will enjoy riding as well. There's just so many cool rides that are still going to be added to this game, I think. And I really am so excited for it all. Even going down this path, how different it's going to look when you've got boats coming underneath you through the rapids and such. But I can only imagine how doing that long amount of water in an accurate detail is going to take. That would be an enormous task. Can't wait for them to get it done. But it will take a while, and I am completely understanding of it. It should take a while. Because they're wanting to do a good job, and you need to put in that effort for it. Oh, sounds like we just missed the train here. So here's going to be our next coaster, the powered coaster here at the park. I had liked my experience sort of toward the back of the coaster, so I think we're going to go with that again. It's just so peaceful here. That's it. Feels a little bit vacant because of the fact you don't have all the other guests and such. But in a way, like seems like right now, I sort of like it that way. We get the train coming through. Can hear it coming.
One more time. Choo choo.
Alright, so it'll go around one more time, then we'll go ahead and get on it. Take a trip on this. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we just have Nemesis Reborn. Or Nemesis, since I don't believe it's reborn here in the game. Not yet, though they did hint at that in the Halloween one that I did. Oh, we missed the monorail coming along. My mistake on that. We at least saw it over there. But yeah, then we'll have Nemesis, and then we will end with Wicker Man. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. As I said, nothing really new in the park right now, but definitely I feel like the upgraded computer does make this new, feels new to me, because like just the detail on the wood floor here.
Let's try that again. Choo choo.
Oh, alright, well, at least we'll get to see the monorail here. Hadn't realized it was still had an air lap to go on that, but that's alright. But yeah, we'll, I mean, just the little details to me really do make it great. There are the things that I then wonder about, because like I can see the wood texture over there, but then I'm assuming this is concrete off the side here, and it's just sort of a bit one note. And I don't want to be that guy. I definitely don't want to pick at this game, because I'm enjoying the game so much. But it is interesting how as the graphics go up, then it just puts more of a demand on creators. I hadn't even really realized that before. So it is something that's got to be considered in a way. As I said, for me, I'm not going to complain about this game. For one, it's a free game. If you're the type of person that's going to complain about something free, then yeah, you need to sort yourself out.
Thank you for riding Runaway Mine Train. Hope you had an exhilarating ride. Please collect any belongings, add them to my merchandise collection, and enjoy the rest of your day at Virtual Towers. Try a bit. Hello there and welcome to the Runaway Mine Train. If you are leaving anything on the platform, bags, pin badges, cameras, yes you there behind the monitor, please make sure it goes over the yellow line. That's all your bags over the yellow line. I
do love the announcements they have on this. Really, I have a feeling that's one of the things that makes this ride is getting a great announcer to sort of make the jokes and such that are done when on ride.
Now raise your arms up so the staff can check your lap bars to make sure they are locked. Please secure any loose articles, keep your arms, legs and terrible vlogging skills inside the train at all times. Sit back, hold on tight and enjoy the Runaway Mine Train. Choo choo.
As I said, I love his announcements. They're great. Never been on a powered coaster like this. Very curious how it would be, because I'm used to with a coaster the feeling of gravity pulling you down and such, which really you don't have here. The thing itself is pulling itself along. So do you get those airtime moments? Do you get that same thrilling feel? How is it overall? As I said, something I look forward to, and this, you know, the Runaway Mine Train might be the first powered coaster I ever get on. I don't know, but I am intrigued. We'll have to come on this ride without question also when the river rapids are completed, as this ride does have the interactions with the river rapids, so I think that'll be a really cool sort of feeling to it. Oh, okay. Well, we only got...
Thank you for riding Runaway Mine Train. Hope you had an exhilarating ride. Please collect any belongings for add them to my merchandise collection and enjoy the rest of your day at Virtual Towers. Try a bit.
Evidently, we only got 2 runs
Hello
on there.
Welcome to the Runaway Mine Train. If you are leaving anything on the platform, bags, pin badges, cameras...
Not sure exactly why the people in front of us there got 3 passes, but you know what? It is the way it is. I'm alright with that. Didn't really need a 3rd lap as it was. I was just actually thinking about the fact I really should let Sean at Theme Park Worldwide know about this game. I don't know if he does or not. And as I said, he is a bigger theme park fan than I am by far. And he has played a few theme park style games. He was a huge Roller Coaster Tycoon fan in the back in the day. And he has played Planet Coaster some. So... not to mention the fact he lives very close to Alton Towers. So I would think this would be the kind of thing that would be right up his alley. He'd be very interested by it. So probably his next video that I watch, I'll have to just leave a little comment there and see if he is aware that this game exists. If he is, definitely would be something I think he should look into. I'd be curious to hear his opinion on it. Because again, he's somebody who has actually... been here. He sort of knows the place a lot better. I simply am enjoying it for what it is because that's all I know. But he may have some critiques or thoughts on how it's even better than the real thing. I don't know. I also can't wait for this ride to become available in game. It is a drop tower basically, but again, it's not so much the drop tower that matters, it's the theming that goes along with it that's so important. And I will say, Alton Towers definitely seems to have theming that really is up there and very, very nice overall, and sort of makes the park. So yeah, we still have it as Nemesis here. It's not Nemesis Reborn yet. As it most likely at a point here, it will become Nemesis Reborn. I know I'm sort of going the wrong way in here, but you know what? It's alright. Now, before we get on this one, we are going to change the time to night. Because this is definitely a ride I think just is even better in the dark. Always forget that this ride has the front row queue, which personally I like. I think that rides should give you the opportunity to go for that front row if you want to, and if you're willing to wait the extra for it, I think that's a good thing. But that way it leaves it up to the riders. It's their personal choice of whether or not they want to spend the extra time for it. It is interesting how the walls with like the teeth in it have more of a plasticky look now with the upped graphics. Again, little things that I hadn't noticed before because with the lower graphics I just either didn't pay attention to it or it was just harder to see. that's another example of what I was talking about with the theming. Even though it's a roller coaster, just, I mean, it's not even that intense of a roller coaster, but the near misses with the rock, the going over the water, the lighting, just all those little details turns a coaster that would sort of be just if it was out in a field somewhere as sort of a so-so coaster into something that is truly special. And I do appreciate it that way. Apologize sometimes if it takes me a moment. I have to look at the keyboard some because, as I said, I did upgrade my keyboard as well to a new one. So with that, getting used to the key locations. So you could be saying, oh, it's a keyboard, but this is an ergonomic keyboard, so the spacing of keys and stuff is slightly different. It feels different, and it's a good thing. If you haven't used an ergonomic keyboard before, personally, I recommend it. I recommend trying one. I think I'm going to teleport over here and see if I can go ahead and get this one unlocked here. Because I think that I'm missing one particular map location still. So we'll see if we can get that, and then we will get on Wicker Man. Then we can sort of see the towers at night here as well, which personally is one of my favorite sites. I would definitely want to plan my visit for Alton Towers on a night where they are open after dark. It doesn't even matter to me if I get on many rides after dark. I would really, really love to get on Wicker Man without a question. But just walking down these paths, for one, walking down the path and seeing this, to me, would be absolutely gorgeous and worth it in and of itself to just be able to see that. Right there, that would be enough. Alright, so let's see here. So the towers are over here. This looks like it's right toward the top of the splash battle, is my guess. As I said, I could be wrong. It might not be a map location, but that's sort of what it looks like with the shiny little thing there. Yeah, as I said, it would be one of those for me. Just seeing all this in the dark would be so cool. I'd probably want to spend a couple days, one to enjoy all the rides and stuff, make sure I got on them, and another one to enjoy the experience. Like a day where it was just a day thing and they didn't have a night one, I'd be fine trying to get on most of the rides and such, not worrying about it as much if I was able to yeah, see, I'm not seeing anything here right now. I don't know what that sort of sparkly part on the map is. Might not be a map thing. Might be just saying coming soon here for the Haunted Hollow. I am very curious to see the Haunted Hollow. So, I guess we will see that if it becomes available at a point. For now, we will enjoy what we have. Alright, nothing there. Don't think there's anything over there. So, let's go enjoy Wicker Man. But, yeah, as I said, on a normal day one, I would be wanting to be able to just get on all of the rides, enjoy them all, everything like that. And then on a night where they had it open into the night, I think they have fireworks on many of the nights when they're open. So I would definitely want to experience the fireworks show. Not that I'm a huge fireworks type of person, but the reality is fireworks at a park like this would be so cool. But this is the one ride I would probably be willing to stand in line for a long time. Even if I'd ridden it during the day, I think a night ride on Wicker Man would be so worth it. If the line was short enough, I would also get on Nemesis Reborn. But for me, this one just is different. The actual fire on it and such makes it just different. Doors are closing. We'll get our little video here.
Welcome, chosen few. We We are the Beyond. For hundreds of years, our family has lived in these woods, led by the spirit of the Wicker Man. The elders told us of a day when he would rise to give us freedom and eternal well-being. But to start that ritual, we must present him with a gift. And that gift is you. You and the flames. It is time. He is here. What an honor to see yourself burned in wicker, encased in his soul. See yourself in the time has come for the Wicker Man to rise. Together we shall feed the flames. Let the ceremony commence.
I will say that is one thing about Alton Towers that I think is one of the reasons I like Alton Towers above most other parks in the world, is I am a horror fan, and most theme parks might have a haunted house or something, but there are several sort of horror themes to Alton Towers. I mean, you have the Wicker Man ride, you have Hex, you have Rita, you have 13, you have their haunted house. There is a lot that is sort of horror themed here, and really the towers themselves sort of add to that. You just don't get that in many places, and I love that about Alton Towers. It's one of the reasons why when I hear that, you know, things at the towers aren't as great as they have been this year and such, some of the operations are bad, everything of that nature, it really troubles me, because this to me is a park I want to go to and I want to be able to fully appreciate and enjoy. I just hope they can get it back on track where it has been in the past. Now that being said, I do love the fact that Epic Universe has the Dark Universe portion, and I cannot wait to go explore that. But Alton Towers is its own unique thing, and I definitely hope that it will be around and still really going well when I am able to get there and actually enjoy it. Hadn't really realized in the past that the Congo River Rapids sort of interacted with this ride. So again, another one of those that we're going to have to, whenever those become live, we'll have to go on the Wicker Man as well to sort of see the Congo River Rapids from it. Not a complaint at all. I love riding Wicker Man here in the game, as you all know. I would say of all the wooden coasters in the world, this is the one I most want to ride. One of my favorite images of it is when those flames shoot up just before you go in. Again, I would say it's not the most intense wooden coaster of all time, but the theming and the story behind it make it so much more than it would be otherwise, and I love that. Alton Towers has done a great job with that feeling, that story, that just makes it work. All right. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end this video here. Now, as I said, really the point of this video was to try out the 4K and see how things are different. I personally in the video noticed things that are different. Like the sort of smoke that you can see in the light there and the way it makes it flicker as it comes down. That kind of detail just wasn't there with the old computer, and I love the fact that I'm able to see it now. I am hoping that you guys are able to see it as clearly as I am in the video recordings. As I said, I am shooting this at 30 FPS. If you guys feel that I really need to up it to 60 FPS, let me know and I will try that and see how it works. I can't guarantee anything. It's a brand new computer, so I have no idea how it's going to handle everything. But I will say it seems like it handled this quite well. So, with all of that being said, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and click that like button. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you all back for more of Virtual Towers Online and for Ray's Games.